Close your eyes for just 1 second and imagine this. Every building you have ever seen, every road you have ever walked on, every phone, screen, window, and even the room you are sitting in right now is silently controlled by one hidden language, a language so powerful that without it, nothing around you would stand, fit, or function properly, and that language is geometry. Most people think geometry is just boring shapes, angles, and formulas from school. But what if I told you geometry is actually a story that starts from simple lines and quietly builds the entire modern world around us? Today, we are going to understand geometry in a way you may have never experienced before, not as a scary subject, but as a clear, logical, and surprisingly beautiful system that explains how space itself works. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy learning things explained in a simple and easy way, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel because it really helps the channel grow and brings you more content like this. Now let's begin at the very beginning, because every story has a starting point, and in geometry, that starting point is literally called a point. A point has no size, no width, no height, no depth. It is simply a position, like a dot on a paper, and even though it seems small and insignificant, every shape you can imagine starts from points. When you connect 2 points, something magical happens. You get a line, and a line is not just a line, it represents direction, distance, and movement. Think about roads, borders, and paths on a map. All of them are lines helping us understand space. Now when lines meet each other, angles are born, and angles are everywhere in your life, from the way doors open, to the way you sit, to the way sunlight enters through a window. A small change in an angle can change everything, and that is why geometry is so powerful, because it teaches us control and balance. As we move forward, lines begin to close and form shapes, and this is where geometry becomes familiar. Triangles, squares, rectangles, circles, these are not just drawings in a book, they are the strongest structures known to humans. A triangle, for example, is one of the most stable shapes in existence, which is why bridges, towers, and roofs all secretly depend on triangles to stay standing. When you look at a tall building, you may see glass and steel, but underneath, geometry is doing all the hard work. Squares and rectangles give us balance and order. They create rooms, screens, books, and frames, while circles represent motion, flow, and continuity, like wheels, clocks, and planets moving through space. Geometry also teaches us measurement, how far, how wide, how tall, and how much space something takes, and this is where math quietly joins the story. Perimeter tells us the boundary of a shape, area tells us how much surface it covers, and volume tells us how much space it holds inside. And these ideas are not just academic, they decide how much material is needed to build a house, how much water fits in a tank, or how much fuel a vehicle can carry. As geometry grows, it introduces us to symmetry, the idea that balance creates beauty, which is why human faces, butterflies, logos, and designs feel pleasing when they are symmetrical. Even nature follows geometry, from the hexagons in a honeycomb to the spirals in shells and galaxies, proving that geometry is not a human invention, but a discovery of patterns that already exist. Many people struggle with geometry because it is often taught as memorization instead of understanding. But once you see geometry as a story of space, shapes, and relationships, everything starts to make sense. Angles are no longer random numbers. They become directions, shapes become structures, and formulas become shortcuts instead of obstacles. Geometry also trains your brain to think logically, to visualize problems, and to solve real-world challenges step by step, which is why it is used in engineering, architecture, computer graphics, game design, and even animation. Every video game world you see, every 3D movie scene, and every virtual environment exists because geometry tells computers how to build space. Even your phone screen uses geometry to display images correctly, using grids, pixels, and proportions. The more you understand geometry, the more clearly you start seeing the world around you, not just as random objects, but as organized systems working together. This is why learning geometry is not about passing exams. It is about training your mind to see clearly and think precisely. As we reach the deeper part of this video, take a moment to notice how much geometry is already part of your daily life, from the shape of your room to the angle of your chair, from the screen in front of you to the road outside your home. This awareness alone can change how you approach learning, because curiosity always leads to understanding. If this explanation is helping you see geometry differently, let me know by watching till the end, because your watch time tells YouTube that this content is valuable and helps us reach more learners like you. Geometry is not something to fear. It is something to master slowly, patiently, and confidently. No one understands it all at once, and that is perfectly okay. Every concept builds on the previous one, just like points build lines and lines build shapes. Near the end of this video, I want you to think about this question and answer it in the comments. Where do you notice geometry the most in your daily life? Is it in buildings, nature, technology, or something else? Your answers help create meaningful discussions and help others learn through your perspective. Also, if you found this video useful, share it with someone who thinks geometry is too hard, because sometimes all it takes is the right explanation at the right time. Geometry is not just a subject, it is a lens through which we understand space, structure, and stability, and once you see it clearly, you realize it has been guiding your world all along, quietly, perfectly, and patiently. Thanks for watching.